Hey, badass business owner, this is Thursday. It's Know Your Numbers Day. I'm going to make this short and sweet unless I go off on a rant. Here's the thing. A lot of you guys are starting to get your year-end numbers from last year. And here's what's really, really important. You need to know your numbers. You know, we talk about this all the time. I want to make sure that you take the time and you pull that profit and loss statement up, that if you have an accountant that they pulled up, or if you have your own business books that you're wrapping up, but either way, you need to understand that whole flow of money through your business. Remember, sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals your profits. You need to make sure that you assign numbers to all of that and percentages. You need to know that if sales are 100% of all the money that comes into your business, what percentage of money last year went out in your cost of goods? Was it 10%, 20%, 35%, 50%? Like it is for a lot of businesses. Usually they land between 35, 50%. How much did you spend in expenses? Were you 15%, 20%, 25%? Maybe you were horrible at it. 50% of your profits went out in expenses. You need to understand how this money flowed through your business, because if you had 100% in sales and you had 30% in cost of goods, and then you had an additional 30% in expenses, then that means you had 40% in profit. You need to know what your profit percentage is. It helps you as a gauge to know if something is the right product or service for you to sell in the future. Because if your main goal is to hit that 40% or 20%, then guess what? When you're pricing something out and you're doing that sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals this on any product or service, if you're not even close in that range, then you know you're not going to hit your target, especially if that takes off. Because let's just say you do the math on something and it comes out that it's only going to be 25%. Well, that's going to take a big dent into your 40% that you're used to getting. But here is the sad fact. For a lot of you, if you back out your wage as an employee, the reality is you don't make that 40%, because really that wage that you pay yourself as an employee should be up in your cost of goods or expenses, depending upon the type of business that you have. And you're going to find out that you actually profit 10%, 5%. The business profits, not you. Remember, the business has to profit for you to take a profit. All right. An owner's draw on the profits that the business makes. So you want to make sure you change your language in this. Okay. There's you getting paid in the business as an employee, and then there's the business profits. I know I talked about this last week. I'm going to keep talking about this because we're at the beginning of a year and I want to make sure everybody really gets excited about knowing their business numbers and that flow of money into it. Because if we take that same example of somebody who made 40% and yet we turn around and we back out the money they made as an employee, quote unquote, in that business, the reality is it may only be 10% or 20%. All right. So grab your profit and loss. Make sure you dive into it. If you don't have one, then make one for your business really quick. Just go through the stuff that you've done. And if you didn't have one and you're clueless and you're lost and you can't go backwards, then you know what? At least go forwards. Make sure you start this new year doing this, and then you can go back and recreate the previous years as needed. But I wanted to pop in here really quick and make sure that you guys are taking the time and not just running and gunning again for this new year. I want you to make sure that you're taking the time to analyze and break down the business from last year. I want you to make sure that you're looking at what percentage of your business was done in each of the months. It helps you prepare and get ready for what's coming. We're going to continue to talk about a lot of these different things, but it's really important that right now that you take the time and you just understand those numbers, because I think you're going to find that it helps you make different business decisions. So make sure that you understand what percentage went into your cost of goods, what percentage went into your expenses, and what percentage was left as profit. And I mean true profit, not just your employee wages. You need to put those, if you were an actual doer physically doing what it is that you do, then it would be in your cost of goods. If you have a shop or something like that and you're manning the actual store, you're not necessarily in the doing piece of it, then it would be under expenses. But for most of you, it'd be cost of goods, because you are an employee first in that business until you take yourself out of it. Don't pay yourself $50 an hour. That's not what we're saying. If you were to hire someone off the street to pay them, would you pay them $15 an hour? Would you pay them $20 an hour? $30 an hour? Whatever that is, that's the wage that you need to put in there, because that's what it would cost to eventually take you out of the business. Okay. Remember, there's two yous in your business. There's the employee you, and then there's the business owner you. And the business owner you does not get paid until all of your employees get paid, and you are technically one of those employees. We've talked about it in the past. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to drill this in. We're going to make sure everybody's on the same page. And with that, I'm out of here. Nice, quick, sweet, and get out of here and go make some money. Go pull up that P&L. Go dive in. Go know your numbers. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, badass business owner, before you go, as you know, I'm a huge believer in you knowing your business numbers. After all, it isn't about how much you sell. It's about what you keep. And the best way to grow your profits is to start diving in and understanding those business numbers. To help you on this journey, I have created the Know Your Business Numbers course. We will walk through how to read your profit and loss statement. You'll learn the key calculations that'll help ensure that you're making a healthy profit on all of your products or services, plus a ton of other good stuff that'll help you learn how to use those business numbers to create even more sales and profits. Just check out the link below in the show notes or visit knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. So if you're ready to increase those profits, it's time you start diving into your business numbers.